30 pieces that look amazing on mature women and are timeless. Number 1 is French style pieces. This style is very elegant and, at the same time, brings a youthful touch. In other words, it rejuvenates your appearance. Here we have pieces like straight-cut jeans, t-shirts, and also Mary Janes. If you search online for French style, you'll find a wide variety of looks and pieces. So, we don't need to be stuck with that conventional image we usually have of a French woman, that thing with a little beret and a scarf tied around the neck. The idea here is to bring something more casual, more practical, more suited for daily life, yet still charming, with a hint of romance. I find it very beautiful that these pieces, although minimalist, simple, and practical for everyday use, are also elegant. So you'll always see, for example, a pair of jeans, but it's a slightly straighter, well-fitted pair. It won't be all wrinkled. It won't have any wear and tear. The wash will be flawless. When we talk about these jeans, we're not referring to the ones with rips or distressed washes. Nothing like that. We're talking about more classic styles. So, if they're blue, they'll be fully blue, without that aged appearance. And I find that very interesting because it adds an extra touch of care to the outfit. When we talk about blouses, t-shirts, and shirts, they're usually not very loose. They tend to be more fitted, but that doesn't mean tight. They follow your silhouette nicely. Often, for a more conventional French look, what do we see? Striped pieces. And striped tops in particular are excellent because they never go out of style. In other words, they create that timeless look, the kind of piece you can wear for the rest of your life, without ever worrying about it going out of fashion. And, of course, the shoes. The shoes that go with these more French-inspired looks are usually more feminine and delicate, like Mary Janes, especially the lower-heeled styles. So either flat Mary Janes, or ones with just a small heel. This type of shoe, besides being very feminine and delicate, also brings a youthful vibe to your look and adds that romantic touch. In other words, it makes any outfit, regardless of age, more elegant, delicate, and feminine. The combination of these 3 items, straight-leg jeans, t-shirts, especially striped ones, and feminine shoes like Mary Jane's, keeps your look fresh and gives you that rejuvenated feel, without it seeming like you're trying too hard to look much younger than you are. No, you manage to look younger, but in a very elegant and practical way for your day-to-day life. That's why these 3 pieces will always look good, no matter your age. Whether you're 40, 50, 60, 70, or 80, these items will flatter you. Who would have thought this style could make you look so much younger, right? Number 2. The new neutrals. The new neutrals are something I find incredible because, usually, when we talk about neutrals, we always think of black and white. But now, what we're seeing is the emergence of tones like brown. And within that, you'll find a wide variety from deep, coffee-like browns to shades that lean more toward caramel. We also have gray, which has gained a lot of popularity in recent years. And of course, cherry red and burgundy, which are very similar, so I'm grouping them together. What's most interesting about these new neutrals is that they bring a modern feel to your wardrobe. You know that wardrobe where all the dresses are black, all the boots are black, and the pants too? That very basic minimalist kind of style? When we mix that with the new neutrals, we get a more modern look, something that appears more youthful, and it really flatters women over 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Why? Because as we age, what happens is we tend to start getting what? Gray hairs. So we get more white or gray hair on our heads, eyebrows, and eyelashes. And in addition to that, our skin tone usually becomes a bit less saturated. So, what ends up happening is that strong contrasts, like black and white, being so cold and intense, can actually make us look older. Just to clarify, this doesn't mean wearing black is going to make you look bad. That's not the case. But choosing slightly softer shades will flatter you a lot more. So, swapping out black for brown, gray, especially charcoal gray, burgundy, or cherry red can help you not only look more modern, but also much more youthful. Plus, these colors can stay with you for the rest of your life. After all, Even though they're different from traditional neutrals, they're still elegant, beautiful, and flattering for most women. I, for example, look great in gray, so it's a color I've been investing in more and more. If you discover that brown really complements your skin tone, it's absolutely worth it to prioritize pieces in that shade instead of always sticking to basic black or white. You can still build minimalist, practical, and perfect everyday outfits, but in a much more interesting way. These tones are trending, they're stylish, they're timeless, and they go beautifully with mature skin. So, if you're thinking about refreshing your wardrobe and stepping away from the usual all-black look, I highly recommend trying out the new neutrals. Have you heard of them before? Number 3. Modern tailoring. Modern tailoring also greatly flatters mature women who are over 40, 50, or 60. Why? Because tailoring by itself is already very elegant and sophisticated. It's impossible to see someone wearing tailored pieces and not think they look elegant. It just looks beautiful. But we do need to be careful, because depending on how a tailored piece is made, it can end up overwhelming you. It might look oversized and not highlight your body shape. That's exactly why modern tailoring is so interesting. It includes several updated pieces. Here, I want to highlight cinched blazers, high-waisted trousers, and vested sets. What I love about cinched blazers is that they create that look of a wealthy, elegant woman, but still very feminine. And you don't even need to buy a new blazer. You can take one you already have to your trusted tailor and ask them to give it a more fitted shape. Another option is simply adding a belt to define the waist. Just that already gives you a more feminine, delicate look while keeping the blazer's strong and elegant vibe. Next are high-waisted pants. I don't even need to explain much. They define your waist, flatter your shape, and are far more comfortable. No one deserves to deal with those uncomfortable low-rise pants when sitting down, right? These pieces are perfect for day-to-day wear or even for the office. That means you'll look comfortable, stylish, elegant, and well-shaped just the way I know most of you like. And, of course, we can't forget about vested sets. I always mention them here on the channel. They're typically more suited for warmer seasons, but that doesn't mean you can't wear them at other times of the year. What makes them so interesting is that they are creative, unique, and yet still classic. So, for women who love tailoring but want to add a more fashionable, creative twist to their outfits, vested sets are an excellent option. These sets can be worn with skirts, shorts, or pants. So you're not stuck in the typical vision of what a vest set should look like. You can try different combinations. I think they look very beautiful, very elegant, and they especially suit women with a more traditional, classic style. As for fabrics, I'd recommend investing in lightweight materials like linen, viscose, and cotton. Lighter cotton for summer and heavier cotton for cooler seasons, like winter. I also love monochromatic outfits. I think when tailoring comes in a single tone, it looks absolutely stunning. So, if you can match your blazer, trousers, and vest all in the same color or in similar shades, it will look gorgeous. It elongates your silhouette and adds so much sophistication. So, are you ready to invest in modern tailoring? Number 4. Natural chic style. The natural chic style also really flatters mature women. Here we include pieces made from linen and cotton like amazing trousers, dresses, and skirts, all made from these fabrics. Linen and cotton are perfect, especially for warmer climates and seasons, where wearing polyester pieces becomes difficult, and I know exactly how that feels. In those moments, linen and cotton make all the difference. These pieces also tend to have a chic air about them. We're not talking about basic cotton t-shirts here, we're talking about more elegant designs, often with a tailoring influence and a sophisticated finish. I love wide-leg pants, especially linen palazzo pants. Linen dresses look absolutely stunning. Linen itself is a very sophisticated fabric, even when it has that natural beige tone. I think it's amazing, especially for women who want that natural chic touch. It looks beautiful. Another thing you can invest in is accessories made from natural materials like woven straw shoes, straw bags, and straw hats. These handmade-looking, earthy pieces are not only trendy but also look stunning on mature women. Personally, I think straw bags look much more beautiful on a woman in her 40s, 50s, or 60s than on someone in their 20s. I just don't think they suit younger women as well. It's a type of sophistication that elevates mature women. So, if you've ever thought about wearing a straw bag and you're over 40 or 50, this is your moment. It looks beautiful and very elegant. The same goes for shoes. There's a huge variety of shoes that include natural elements, and the same goes for accessories. You can find jewelry or costume jewelry with wooden details, woven accents, or straw touches, and these will enhance your outfit even more. If you like a look that's elegant and discreet, yet still full of personality, the natural chic style is perfect for you, and it fits perfectly in tropical settings. For example, I live in Rio de Janeiro, and I can easily picture someone walking through Copacabana wearing this style. It's elegant, but at the same time, it's cool and comfortable, not that stiff, rigid kind of elegance. So, it's perfect for women who want comfort, elegance, and personality, especially those who live in warmer regions. It's a flawless choice for you. Now, tell me, which piece do you think rejuvenates any mature woman and always looks good? If I had to guess, I'd say accessories. The right accessories, a good bag, a perfect pair of earrings make all the difference. But I'd love to know your opinion. And of course, it really helps me when you leave those magical keywords of the day, which are Mature Woman 2025. I count on your support to keep bringing daily videos. While you do that, let's continue with the next part of the video. Number 5. Wrap style pieces. Wrap style pieces are simply stunning on mature women. In fact, they look beautiful on women of any age or body type, but on mature women, I think they look even better. Beyond that, they serve a very interesting purpose. Here we have, for example, wrap tops, wrap skirts, and wrap dresses. What I find most interesting about these pieces is that they all enhance the bust, waist, and hips. So if you're a woman who doesn't have much waist definition, curves, or a larger bust, these pieces will help you achieve a more feminine, balanced silhouette. If you've always dreamed of having an hourglass figure, these are exactly the kinds of pieces you should focus on. These are the ones to look at and invest in. They're definitely worth your money, especially if they're made from high-quality fabrics like linen, cotton, or even more affordable options like viscose, as long as they're comfortable and well-made. Even polyester, I'd say, is acceptable for this type of clothing. Because wrap pieces are so practical, designed for daily wear, it's likely you'll want to wear them for a long time. So in this case, I think even durable fabrics with polyester, or even 100% polyester, are perfectly fine. What I love is that these pieces still carry that mature woman vibe, but not in an outdated or aging way. I'm talking about a mature woman with a sensual elegance, more like that beautiful, seductive Italian woman kind of look. All 3 wrap pieces, tops, dresses, and skirts, bring a soft, subtle sensuality. And don't worry, it doesn't need to be over the top. What defines how sensual a wrap piece is really comes down to the slit or neckline. For example, with wrap tops, you can adjust the neckline to be more open or more closed. It depends on the piece and how you tie it. The same goes for wrap dresses. You can control how much of the bust or skirt is revealed. And with wrap skirts, you can choose whether or not to include a slit and how deep. Here's a great tip. Have a seamstress make one for you. A wrap dress that's well made, with a lining, proper structure, and high-quality fabric can last for years. And that's exactly the goal, to have a timeless, versatile piece. So if your dream is to have the perfect wrap dress in girls, I'll admit, it's not easy to find a good one online. Even though it's such a wonderful piece, here's what I suggest. Go to a seamstress. She'll take your measurements and you'll be able to customize everything. How open you want the neckline, the bust, the sleeves, every detail just the way you want it. This way, you'll have a dress that can last for years and years. And I promise a well-made wrap dress is guaranteed to make any woman happy. Number 6. Boho chic style. The boho chic style is absolutely incredible. It brings that unique creative touch. I love it because it usually gives off a slightly eccentric, artistic vibe. You know when you think of someone exotic? That's what this style reminds me of, but not in a strange way. It's exotic in the most beautiful, elegant sense. Boho is full of culture. It's interesting, creative, joyful, expressive. It's more than a style, it's a way of living. And that's exactly why it's so rejuvenating for mature women. Usually, when I see a mature woman dressed in a boho style, I immediately picture someone who's wealthy and cultured, not the traditional Chanel kind of rich, but the kind of woman who burns incense, lights, candles, has traveled to India, enjoys Eastern philosophy, has statues and treasures from her travels at home. She's not old money in the conventional sense, she's more like a free-spirited millionaire with depth, flavor, and stories to tell. That's what the boho style evokes for me. So what can you take from this style into your daily wardrobe? Mainly flowy pieces. They naturally bring a sense of creativity, softness, and a touch of romance, but above all, personality. They're not only beautiful, but they're also perfect for women who want to cover certain parts of the body. We all have days when we don't feel great about our arms, our belly, or our legs, right? These loose flowing garments help us hide what we want while keeping us comfortable, and yes, they are incredibly comfy. You can also invest in comfortable footwear, which fits the boho style perfectly, like sandals and boots. Sandals can be simple, made from leather straps, and boots can lean toward a western or country vibe, and both work beautifully with this look. Boho also looks great on women who are naturally drawn to earth tones like brown, olive green, turquoise, and beige. Copper, burnished gold, and nature-inspired colors also pair perfectly. Think about the colors you see in nature, in the forest, in the earth. Those tones are made for this style. It's a style that brings youthfulness, personality, creativity, and suits every mature woman. Honestly, it's almost impossible to find a mature woman who doesn't look amazing in boho. But like I said, I think this style actually looks even better on mature women than on 20-somethings. It brings out something much more intriguing. You should definitely give it a try. Number 7. Structured, elegant, and creative bags. Bags are essential items in our wardrobe. Honestly, it's hard to live without a bag to help us out, especially since we, as women, often suffer from a lack of proper pockets. Let's be real. It doesn't look great when you wear something with a pocket and put your phone in it, it ends up bulging, creating a weird square shape either on your hip or backside. Not flattering. So let's make the most of our bags. When I talk about structured yet creative bags, I want to highlight 3 styles that are not only trendy but also amazing. The baguette bag, circular bag, and east-west bag. The baguette bag is more classic, practical, and perfect for everyday wear. It's been super popular in recent years and continues to be on trend. What I find fascinating is that it's almost impossible not to find a baguette bag you'll love, because literally every version you can imagine already exists on the market. You'll find baguette bags in beige, silver, gold, with strass metallic details, prints, patterns, you name it. That's what makes this bag so versatile and easy to love. Oh, I like dusty blue. There's a baguette in dusty blue. Oh, I love burgundy. There's a baguette in burgundy. It's truly hard not to find one that suits your taste. And that's why it's easy to add to your wardrobe, especially if you're shopping online. Just take a look at your closet and ask, what color would match my clothes? You'll surely find a baguette bag that fits. Now, the circular bag is more modern and elegant. It doesn't bring that traditional elegance, it's more contemporary. It pairs beautifully with asymmetrical outfits, like asymmetrical tops or off-the-shoulder blouses. Honestly, circular bags with those pieces are stunning. But it's not just for casual or trendy pieces. The circular bag also looks amazing with tailored outfits. Imagine you're heading to the office, wearing a blazer and a midi skirt. Now picture that outfit paired with a circular bag that has silver or gold accents in a soft beige tone. Gorgeous, right? It gives the whole look a modern update, so it's definitely a bag worth investing in. Finally, we have the newest of the 3, the East-West bag, which is larger in size. Because of its larger structure, I recommend it for taller or fuller-figured women. If you're on the petite side, I'd suggest going for the baguette or circular bag instead. Why? Because the East-West bag is long and might look out of proportion on smaller frames. Taller women often say, "I can't find a bag that suits my style." Well, here it is. If you wear plus size XL, XXL, this bag will balance out beautifully with your body. Because we always want to wear things that enhance our beauty, right, ladies? A very small, dainty woman carrying an oversized bag doesn't quite work. And on the other hand, a tall, statuesque woman carrying a tiny purse doesn't look right either. Keep this in mind, even when it comes to accessories. As for colors, I'd say go with the classics like black or off-white. But don't forget the new neutrals: gray, burgundy, brown. These tones will flatter you, elevate your style, and keep you on trend, which we know matters a lot around here. Number 8. Comfortable and stylish shoes. Let's face it, after a certain age, we don't want to wear uncomfortable high heels anymore. What we really want is a shoe that's basic and comfy. And yes, there are options you can always invest in, like loafers, moccasins, and kitten heels. What I love most about these styles is that even though they're simple, they have personality. They're different, and when you wear them, you immediately stand out. Loafers and moccasins, for instance, are beautiful but carry a slightly masculine vibe. They lean more towards a traditional style. If your style is more elegant and classic, think of that heirloom look, go ahead and invest in loafers or moccasins. They pair perfectly with tailored pieces like blazers and dress pants. Now, if you want something a little more feminine and still comfortable, I'd recommend the kitten heel. We're talking about shoes that have a heel, yes, but it's a very low heel, usually just 1 or 2 fingers tall. So they're comfy, but that doesn't mean you should be careless, okay? Even though the heel is small, it can still get caught on something or make you trip. So don't think, "Oh, it's a tiny heel, I can run in it." No, you can't. Let's take it easy. The truth is, whether it's loafers, moccasins, or kitten heels, they're all way more comfortable than traditional heels. And beyond comfort, they add that elegant, sophisticated touch and take you out of the ordinary. Because, let's be honest, most people would pair casual outfits with plain white sneakers. And there's nothing wrong with that. White sneakers are great, really. But they're part of a casual style, not an elegant one. When you wear one of the shoes I've shown you today, your look becomes so much more refined. And I know you here on the channel love a more elegant style, so that's why I always lean toward that vibe in my videos. Number 9. Ladylike style. The ladylike style is simply amazing for mature women. Within the ladylike style, we have countless elements, but I want to highlight just a few here, such as structured jackets, ballet flats, and skirts and dresses. This style carries elegance, but it's a more romantic kind of elegance. So it's not that ultra-modern elegance. It has 1 foot in romance and 1 foot in tradition. That doesn't mean you won't see jeans or casual pieces like t-shirts in this style, not at all. These items are still part of the aesthetic, especially since it's such a feminine style. It actually matches really well with the French girl style I mentioned earlier. What's interesting is that it brings this softer, more delicate feel. To match this style, some standout pieces I recommend are structured jackets, casaquetos. These are perfect for the ladylike look. They bring femininity, a classic touch, and that elegant vibe that not only suits the style, but honestly suits any woman. Ballet flats. Feminine, romantic, and super practical for everyday wear. Just slip them on and you're ready to go, no need to overthink it. They work beautifully with this aesthetic and really flatter mature women. Skirts and dresses. These are key to the lady, like look. What I love about dresses, in particular, is that they're ready to wear. You don't need much else once you've got the dress on. All that's left is picking a bag, a pair of shoes, maybe an accessory, and you're done. It's perfect for women who don't want to overthink their outfit choices. This style is very minimalist, practical, and classic. with a touch of romance and femininity. I think it's perfect for the mature woman who wants youthfulness, romance, and elegance all in one cohesive style. Number 10. Comfortable pants. Let's talk about comfortable pants, such as jeans, especially straight-leg jeans and wide-leg jeans, as well as flowy pants like palazzos. Here, we're focusing on looser styles, pieces that don't cling to the body too much but offer comfort and ease for your day-to-day life. In addition to being comfortable, they're very stylish. When it comes to jeans, straight-leg jeans are very on trend right now. Wide-leg jeans are still around, they're not the hottest trend at the moment, but they haven't disappeared. You can still wear them. They're just not as prominent as straight cuts. Palazzo pants, on the other hand, are simply gorgeous. They have a flowy silhouette, they're extremely comfortable, and they even mimic the shape of a skirt. So they're perfect for women who want comfort in their daily routine. But here's one important tip for all of these pants. Be careful when choosing your shoes, because since these are looser styles, your pants might end up being too long. For example, I have a palazzo pant that I need to hem because it's dragging a bit. Not so much that I can't wear it, but just enough that it touches the floor, which isn't ideal. So that's really the only thing to watch out for with these styles. Aside from that, they're elegant, comfortable, and look absolutely stunning, as you can see from the images on screen. And speaking of what's passing by, what you shouldn't let pass you by are the items that are now out of style, and the new ones that are replacing them. Want to know which ones they are? Just click the video that's popping up on your screen. I'll see you there.